this is Nikki from Nikki Say Now, and I'm back with another episode of Simply Tea Time. Welcome back, guys. Today I'm going to be talking about different issues, but before I get started, make sure you guys go over to my Nikki Say It Now YouTube channel and subscribe to that YouTube channel as well as this YouTube channel. Hit the notification bell for that YouTube channel to get the notifications to my latest videos, okay? My last episode, I had a special guest. My really good friend, Jose, was my guest for my podcast where we're talking about cultural differences and cultural similarities in that episode. And we also did a little game of Smash or Pass. In today's episode, I'm going to talk about a really important topic that really hits home with me, and a lot of these Asian Americans have been talking about it. I have been talking about it a little bit in my past episodes, but I want to address it further with you guys, and I want to address it within more of this video, okay? So, yes, I need to address it more and more because it's still going on. It is the Asian hate crime that has been going on. Today, before I get started with this topic, I'm using my camera now, so it's more zoomed in than shooting with my iPhone. So I apologize if I'm not really getting the angles right or anything. But I have alcoholic beverage, which is whiskey and Coca-Cola. So I'm drinking whiskey and Coca-Cola. So I'm going to take a sip of this. It's going to be strong because I put a lot of whiskey in this. Yeah, it's definitely strong. Oh wow. Today I wanted to talk about this because it really hits home with me, and when I heard about this in the beginning, when the corona first started, I heard about this Asian hate crime and I was disgusted of what kind of behavior we are doing in this society against Asian people. I'm not going to say Asian Americans because it's not Asian Americans specifically. It is older Asian people who came to America to have a better life, and America portraying themselves as a melting pot for these Asian people to come in and have a better life, and now they're getting treated like shit. And not just Asian people, other immigrants as well. There are other ethnicities. I am talking about all minorities, okay? We are here. We came here to quote unquote get a better life because, you know, America makes it out that way, and all of a sudden we get treated like garbage. We get treated like shit all the fucking time, and I'm sick and tired of it. It's kind of like when Martin Luther King was alive. It's kind of like, I always say it, and I say it through my poetry, and I say it through my writing all the time. What did Martin Luther King live for then? His purpose was to bring all of us together, stop segregation, stop all this racism, stop being prejudiced. He was trying to stop. So what did he live for? Taking out offense, but what I mean is kind of like, you know, he's trying to stop all this stuff, but we are making it worse. We are making it worse. He tried to stop something. So he did live for something. He did sacrifice his life for a greater purpose, yes. But it's kind of like he wanted to stop that. That was his purpose, to stop all this. Like, I feel that, again, I talked about it in my last episode too. I felt like a lot of these, I'm not gonna, you know, specifically target white people. I don't know what race the attackers were. The first incident was a white guy though, and it was no, it was not the first incident. It's the incident I heard of, that happened in California. It happened in San Francisco, and a white man attacked an older Asian lady, older Chinese Asian lady. She was about to cross the street, and he attacked her, and then she fought back. She defended herself, and guess who ended up being in the stretcher? He did. Because she defended. We know how to defend ourselves. We do. So you guys have to be fucking careful who you guys mess with, because us Asians know how to defend ourselves. She took out a big wooden stick, like a big wooden plywood stick, and started whacking him with it. All she did was whack him with it. You know what I mean? It's just very, very sad. She said she lived in San Francisco for over 20 years. She's never seen someone attacking her like this. Over 20 years in San Francisco. And it's the most diverse city ever. It's not just Chinese people living there, Korean people, Japanese people. That white guy is in the wrong city if he wants to be racist, okay? San Francisco has been diverse as fuck. There's like a whole circle of different kind of Asian people living in San Francisco. So you're going to be in a city surrounded by a lot of these Asian people, and you're going to target the elderlies that don't know that much English. Her daughter and her son had to translate for her, and those are the people they're targeting. Now, there's another incident that happened in Atlanta, Georgia, and I don't want to sadden you guys with these topics, but this needs to be addressed. This needs to come out, guys. I cannot avoid these topics, and I can't make these topics, be happy the way, have some kind of a brightness to it, kind of uplifting to it, because this is reality, y'all. This is sad reality, and I don't really want to talk about this issue. I shouldn't have to be talking about this issue, but this is reality, guys, and this is reality that we have to face as Asian Americans and as Asian people walking around in the public. Are we safe? That's the question. I want me as an individual, as an Asian American, to ask Americans in America, in the United States, are we safe? Not only are we dealing with the COVID, we are dealing with people who are targeting. I'm not going to say helpless, because the Chinese lady who didn't even know a lick of English started defending herself. She wasn't helpless at all, because she could defend herself. I'm saying helpless because they don't know that much English. They don't even know why they're getting attacked. He could have spit out verbal racist slurs that they don't even understand. See, if they were targeting Asian Americans, you know what I mean? We would understand that. That's why they don't target us. They target these helpless. When I mean helpless, that means these older Asians that don't know any English. So they can't understand what these majorities, and I'm talking about majorities versus minorities. Majorities being white people. These white people are yelling at them. So that's why these white people freaking target these older Asian people, because they know that they don't know English. And they know that their daughters or sons have to translate for them. You know what I mean? This is sick. This is disgusting. This is hurtful to the human eye. There was, rest in peace, really. This happened in Atlanta, Georgia. I was in a broadcast actually, and he was mentioning it because I mentioned Asian hate crimes and how I was discussing it with my mother and whatnot. And she just was like saying that she was worried about her kids. I said, no, Mom, I'm worried about you going out in public. Going out in public and getting attacked like that. The hell? You don't know that much, and we know English. They're targeting these Asian people who don't know English. I said, Mom, I'm worried about you. I know English. I could talk back to them. You know what I mean? That's the reason why they target these older Asian people who don't know English, because they cannot talk back to them when they be like yelling these racial slurs to these Asians. They, they target these Asians that don't know English is because they can't talk back to them and yell back at them. You know what I mean? They remain confused because they don't know what they're talking about. They don't know why they're getting attacked. So it's kind of like, that's why I say helpless. I'm not saying helpless in a physical sense, because when Asians are getting attacked, we know how to throw down. Let me tell you, we know how to throw down. But I'm talking about helpless where they don't know not much English, so they can't yell back at the attacker. So I want to say rest in peace to those 6 ladies who got killed in Atlanta, Georgia. There was a white man who had a sex addiction towards Asian women, but decided to shoot them down in a spa. So it was he shot at 8 women, and 6 women passed away. So rest in peace, really, really rest in peace. My heart goes out to every family that is getting affected by this Asian hate crime. It's pretty ridiculous. There was a Filipino man when I was watching the video, and I'll put the description below the video. There was this Filipino man that was randomly in public, and he gets his face slashed by an attacker. Asian hate crime right here, okay? He gets his face slashed, and you can see stitches like all the way across his face. Like, he ain't lying. He ain't lying. And it outrages me to think. It rages me. Not outrages me. It rages me to even think about this. I don't even want to talk about this, but this needs to be talked about. This needs to be addressed by a fellow Asian American like me, who has a mother who does not know that much English as well. So I feel for these mothers who are getting attacked. I really do. I really do. Okay, so you're going to have a sex addiction towards Asian women. That means that you should adore Asian women. You should bow down to our freaking feet if you have an Asian fetish. Hello. Instead, oh yeah, I have a sex addiction towards Asian women, so I'm gonna go to where the Asian women are and start killing them. That is not a sex addiction. He probably got diagnosed with a sex addiction, yes. But I think he was aroused. He had another fetish, not an Asian fetish, but another fetish. Maybe a sexual fetish of, killing sprees. I don't know if they have a fetish for everything, okay? So it wouldn't be a Asian woman fetish or whatever, because he would want to have sex with them, not go on a killing spree and start killing him. Okay, I think he has a sexual, let's just say a sexual fetish towards killing, or like sexual fetish towards the action of violence. I don't know if that's a fetish, but I think that was his fetish. Yeah, so sure, he has a sex addiction. Anyone can have a sex addiction, but a sex, like, that don't make sense that a sex addiction will lead him to kill 6 people, 6 Asian women. Um, again, rest in peace to and the families. I really just give my whole heart to you guys. To lose a mother because of this it just breaks my heart. You know, I don't want to speak on this. Just to read about it, just to read about this kind of madness, you know, they came here as immigrants to get their family, just get their future family or their family that they brought over here a better life. You know, and you could go over to Nikki Say It Now. I have a video about how my family immigrated to America, and it's extremely important in this circumstance to know how hard it is for immigrants, not only Asian immigrants, I'm talking about all immigrants, to come to America because their country is fucked up, and to realize that they're getting treated the same way that the country that they left, that they're getting this same treatment as their original country that they came from. It's so sad. And they probably established a home here. They probably established a business here. A lot of these Asian people, they do establish business like nail salons, hair salons, restaurants, you know what I mean, boutiques, or whatever they could do to get money for their kids to survive over here. They know they're immigrants. They know that how difficult it is to be an immigrant in America. And for you guys to bring so much hate and so much violence towards them while they're in public, they are not doing anything. These are innocent people. And I'm talking to not only people who, you know, are just Asians. I'm going towards black people, Mexican people, going towards them, Middle Eastern people, all those people who just go out in public and mind their own business, and then all of a sudden you have so much hate towards us, and we are not doing anything to even provoke that. We're not doing anything. People need to appreciate people's culture more. Maybe they could appreciate people as a race when they learn about their culture, when they're more open about their culture, you know? And, you know, my mom tells me, oh, just tell them that you're not Chinese. I said, and then she's like, oh, wait, even if we tell them we're not Chinese, you know, my mom even knows. We discussed this over FaceTime recently. And she said, oh, even if you tell them that you're not even Chinese, will they stop the violence? No. So she really had to think about it. Oh, wait, you know, they're not going to stop the violence. This is cruel. This is a cruel world, and I just wish it would get better. I wish that a lot of parents, you know, and I'm going to talk about more about parenting now. I wish a lot of parents teach, and this goes for minorities and majorities, okay? White people and minorities, which is the blacks, you know, the Hispanics, the Asians as well, other Asian families as well. I want you guys to just sit your guys' children down and teach them about culture, religion. Even if you don't know much about other countries' cultures, or other countries' cultures, at least teach them about other countries' music. You listen to music on a daily basis. So you mean to say that, you know, going from where you're at in the countryside and you're listening to country music, that country music is a culture. Okay, even a little bit of culture. Okay, if you're listening to country music, you're introducing them to the South. Okay, if you listen to, other genres, you're introducing them to other parts of the United States. Then you venture off to other countries and their type of music. Then you venture off to learning about their food and the difference between the food. If you want to go to my last episode, me and Jose, which was my special guest, which is my really good friend. He's Mexican, I'm Asian. We were sharing the cultural differences and the cultural similarities in food, okay? Once you learn about the cultural differences and the cultural similarities in the food that we eat, not a lot of Asian people eat the same food. We got the Chinese people, we got the Vietnamese people, I'm Laos, Thailand, Cambodia, Burma, Malaysia, India. India is South Asian. Okay, they're known as Southern Asian people. Let's just see. Did I say Indonesia? I didn't say Indonesia. We've got Philippines, and we've got tons of different countries that are in Asia, but we're not all Chinese. I hate when they say, "Are you Chinese? Are you Asian?" First of all, you guys need to learn about your continents. That's the thing. That they automatically assume that we're Chinese because that's the only Asian that they know. There's some people out there that's the only Asian that they know. They think it's just Chinese and that's it. Or it would be like the main Asians, which are like Chinese, Japanese, and Korean. I was like, there's more than 3 in the continent. Go look at the continent of Asia and count how many countries there are and learn about their culture and stop this Asian hate crime. That's it. You just need to learn. That's all you need. You need to put knowledge into your heads and stop this violence. At first, when I heard about it, I thought it was just verbal, which it was horrible too. I thought it was verbal, which was really horrible as well, not gonna lie. Then I heard it was physical. Then I heard what happened in Atlanta, Georgia, and I broke down into tears. Because these are beautiful, older Asian women that had to get killed because in the hands of a sex addict. And you know what the police said when I read upon it? He said that this guy was having a bad day. I said, I have these bad days, but I don't go to a store in public and start shooting up people. Okay. Actually, knowing me, I would not even hold a gun. But I'm thinking now, since all of this is happening, I'm thinking now, I would have to hold a gun. Okay. But this is another topic that really is going to be discussed on my Nikki Say It Now YouTube channel too. So I'm going to continue this topic and really follow up on the news, see if it stops, see if it settled down, because we don't need this. We don't need this. We are not the start of the coronavirus. Like we don't even know how the coronavirus started. Really, they told us like 5 different things on how the coronavirus started. You don't even know how the coronavirus started. They said it started with bats in China, but that wasn't proven. Then they said it was like the swine flu that came like with birds. That fucking wasn't true. So they don't know how it started. You guys don't even have prior knowledge of even the coronavirus. So you guys can be like assuming that it started with us. That's what pissed me off. That's the lack of knowledge. Not only lack of knowledge towards culture and race, but lack of knowledge about the coronavirus itself. There's like, I would cough. I would hate this. I would cough and they'd be like, coronavirus, coronavirus. And I'm like, bruh, do you even know the symptoms of the coronavirus? Okay? I would have done more than cough. I would have been in the bed, sick as ill as hell, not be able to breathe. I would be like that, okay? It has to do with the shortness of breath and not breathing. Check the symptoms. And I would be having like a fever. That's one of the symptoms. Another symptom is loss of taste. Let's talk about music, y'all, okay? So, I was listening to Queen Naja's album. It's called Misunderstood, but it's very creative. She put it as MISS understood. So she added another S to miss. And so far, I really like the song, and you guys could check it out too. So far, I like the song Say What You Mean. That is a pretty good song right there. And then Butterflies Part 2. And then another one would be One Time. Another song I like is Lie to Me, but I didn't like Lil Durk's part. I think that she should have just took out Lil Durk, because honestly, I didn't really like Lil Durk to begin with. And for her to put in Lil Durk was just like a low ball. And I watched the music video, and it was about her trying to get Lil Durk's attention. Honestly, her boyfriend that she has now, which is Clarence, looks way better than Lil Durk. It should have been... I know she's been like featuring Clarence in a lot of her music videos, but honestly, Clarence is really handsome. And they look really good together. So why not include Clarence in your music video, girl? Why Lil Durk? Lil Durk look ugly. That's honestly what I say, okay? She got a song with Russ. Russ is featured on her new album, Misunderstood. Kiana Lede is also featured. Tuzi, I never heard of him, but he did really good on One Time, so I'm going to check out more of his music. Jacquees, or what we say, Jacquees. He is also featured on her album. So she got a lot of people who are featured on her album. I need to listen to that song, Bitter. The title, Bitter, sounds very good. It sounds like a really good storyline. And look at my lights. It is off. Okay, but you got my candles up there, so the brightness of my candles could attract y'all. Sometimes, I don't know why, my lights keep turning on and off. I think I need, because it's kind of loose when I plug it in, because it plugs into, so it's a USB light, so it plugs into a USB charger box, and it plugs into my outlet. So that is loose when I plug it in, so I think that's why it unplugged. But I'm gonna get an extender for it, so it won't happen again, guys. But those lights I bought on Amazon for $14, I think. So, like I said before, I'm gonna have more guests coming to my podcast, Simply Tea Time. I just have to really arrange things with them. It's just not only me that has a schedule, they also have a schedule as well, so I really have to respect their schedule. I have to give thanks to Dale Phillips, who is the owner of Black Gambit merch, that was my guest, who came through as a guest for my podcast. I really want to thank my friend Jose. He has been a really good friend. Ever since I moved here in the city, he has been a really good friend to me, and I'm glad that I met him. He is a very humble guy. So shout out to you, Jose. Love you very much. And yeah, he's gonna be featured on my podcast more often, just because I like the vibe that we have with each other on camera. So you guys gonna see more of him a lot, because he also lives close with me. Um, Again, I just wanted to address this issue in this episode about the Asian hate crime. And I wanted to talk about parenting as well. Giving your kids knowledge. Not only knowledge of culture and race and religion or whatever. Just giving your kids knowledge. I know it's like technology has been growing vastly. You introduce your kids to technology, but there's a lot of parents that they just give their kids a tablet and just sit them down. Do you think that your kids are learning on a tablet? Do you think your kids are learning on a phone? No. And they're gonna be like, oh, well, I only give them like an hour, 30 minutes. Even that hour and 30 minutes, you, as a parent, should, an hour and 30 minutes, you could teach your kid a whole lot in an hour and 30 minutes. Let me tell you that. An hour and 30 minutes, an hour is like a whole class, period. Yeah, close to an hour is a whole class period. And you could teach your kid so much within an hour. Just you don't have to do it all the time, but just sit your kids down, teach them about different stuff, because all of this is going on because of ignorance. Ignorance within an individual who probably didn't have parents to teach them about anything at all. This is gonna be a short episode. I really don't have much to say. I just really wanted to talk about the Asian hate crime, actually. So I would like to shout out Del Phillips merch, Black Gambit merch. Okay, so what's the date today? The date is the 22nd. So his merch came out on Friday, y'all. So if you guys go on to my interview with Del Phillips and you go to the description below, you can click on the Etsy link that's on there, and you can actually purchase his hoodies for $45. And he's gonna add more stuff to his website, y'all. He's gonna add more stuff, so I'm gonna check out his website right now to see what he added. I said I was gonna check it out, and I will be ordering, but I'm waiting for his, what I'm waiting for, y'all? His backpack. Okay? So I really want a backpack from him. If he has a backpack, woo, I'll be purchasing, because I need a backpack, because now that I have a camera and I have so much equipment in the camera. So next month, y'all, my good friend, Unique, her business name is actually Sarah Reed. She is actually going to come from Baltimore, Maryland to Cali for the first time. And she has been helping me a lot with this podcast, getting my guests for me and whatnot. So I'm going to be meeting up with her down in San Diego. I'm going to be spending my birthday weekend in San Diego and at my uncle's place. So I'm going to be hanging out with my uncle in San Diego, y'all. And we're going to go see these sites that she's never seen before. And so I'm going to be starting to vlog while I'm in San Diego. So I need a backpack to be carrying all these equipments that I have for my camera itself. So a backpack is much needed. I always shop. When I shop for necessities. And I should have mentioned that in our interview. Like, when I shop, there are people who shop for luxury, and there's people who shop for necessity. Like, do I really need this? Is this really important? And now I think that people are doing this um, shopping for necessity nowadays during this COVID. Um, and my necessity is a backpack. So this is what I need, okay? A sweatshirt, I don't really need it. It's gonna get hot in Cali. So I'm waiting for him to throw out that backpack though. Throw out that backpack so I could order it. So Dale Phillips, if you're watching, I am waiting for your backpack. He also mentioned that he talked to his business partner, Ashley, about me. So hopefully I could get an interview with her and talk about her clothing brand, because I really liked her design as well as far as clothing brand goes. So you know me, I like to look at album covers when I talk about albums and do album reviews. I love to talk about album covers, because I like the detail of it. And a lot of these album covers, if they're perfect, they always tell a story. Art and album covers are artwork, so artwork always tells a story, y'all. And that goes for like clothing designs as well. If you have a really good clothing design, it tells a story within the clothing design. And I would love to hear Ashley's story, so hopefully he reaches out to her so I could get in contact with her to do this interview with her as well. I would like to like order her merch as well. Shout out to my friend Unique with her essential oils. I will be interviewing her when she comes to Cali, because she does sell essential oils for about $5. So she's gonna be talking more about that. I'm for sure going to interview her for my Simply Tea Time when she comes here, for sure, and she could show you guys what she has for her essential oils. I love her to death. She's just a down to earth, sweet, humbled person. And I look forward. Actually, when she comes to Cali, this is our first time meeting each other, because we met each other through this broadcasting app called Live Me. So we've been in contact with each other. We video called each other. We talked over the phone with each other. We're close friends, but we've never met each other in person. So this is really excited. I'm really excited to meet her in person and, you know, chat it up with her. We do a lot of these things in Cali. She's never been in Cali. There's a lot to do in Cali. You know, all my Cali peeps, you know what I mean. Okay? So, that's it, what I wanted to talk about in today's episode. Make sure you guys subscribe to this channel. Hit the notification bell to get the latest videos. And if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Comment below if you want what topics you want me to talk about, and also if you want to chime in about this topic about the Asian hate crime, make sure you comment below on that. Make sure you go over to Nikki Say It Now YouTube channel and subscribe to that. I also did a video with Jose, reaction video with Jose, so make sure you guys go check out that on my other channel, Nikki Say It Now. I'm gonna get more guests for sure on Simply Tea Time. Simply Tea Time is gonna grow, guys, and you guys are going to I would like you guys to come into this journey with me where, you know, my channel grows and all that stuff. And I would like to take my time. I should have done this in the beginning of the video, but I would like to take this time to thank Anchor. Anchor is a platform. This is a hosting platform where I post my my podcast on Apple Podcasts. I post it on Spotify, but I use Anchor as a hosting platform to post on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. So I really think Anchor. Anchor has been a very good hosting platform for me. And if you guys are wanting to start a podcast, this is a great way to start a podcast through Anchor, guys. So I really thank Anchor for giving me a platform to start my podcast. I'll see you on the next video. More to come, guys. And I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.